欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张叔，现在正在纽交所的交易大厅为您带来今天的节目。今天呢，我们特别把 T3的首席策略官 Scott Redler 请到了我们的交易大厅现场，目的是为了更好的来讨论今天一个市场啊。Scott Redler, it's so great to have you join us.
I'm glad to be here in your home.
Yeah, it's like different studio. So about today's market, right now it traded mixed, but actually we saw the job numbers come out really good last Friday, but still S&P posted the worst week in the year. So how do you think about the market right now?
Well, you got to put it in perspective. The worst week of the year after an enormous run. So sometimes a little bit of a pullback is healthy, because if you remember, we peaked out at about 2,400 in the S&P cash. So at this point, pulling back to where we saw last week at 23.55 and bouncing off that is somewhat healthy. So that's the level that traders are going to be using to see if we can digest above and then rally again, or if the bounce is feeble, maybe we break that and we get a bit more downside closer to where we broke above, which was around 2,300.
Okay, so let's talk about some focuses in the market right now. First is oil. Oil has been a drag since last week, and right now it break a 50 level, a big supporting level. So how do you think about oil? Will it continue to be a waning factor on the market?
Well, every time it breaks the threshold, the market cares. If you remember last week, it was around 53, 54. Reversed Wednesday, was down on Thursday, and we were down because of that, but then we put a low in around 48. So if we could hold above 48, I don't think the market's going to care too much. But if we start breaking 48 and we start seeing 47, 46 half, then it's going to create some pressure again. And if the XLE, the oil ETF or the oil name, start breaking last week's low, it'll add pressure. So let's just hope it holds in there, so this way the strong stocks don't get too pressured by the weaker sectors.
So right now we still have a lot to decide if it's like going to sell in the future or it's going to bounce back, right?
Well, I think at this point traders have 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door.
Okay.
Nobody wants to get caught near the highs, but you know what? After pulling in 45 handles in the S&P, maybe this is the dip to buy. So I think we're trying to feel it out, look for clues, and we probably get a few more clues come Wednesday when we get the Fed with their results.
Okay, and on the other hand, I think financials is another focus, and also banks, because we have Fed 2-day policy meeting to expect this week. So, and definitely we expect a rate hike. But how will that influence bank sector?
Well, the banks had a huge move, and they led the market post-election. And recently they've been digesting. We've had a hot ADP, a big jobs report Friday, and they didn't rally. So at this point, we're going to see what happens on the Fed. Hopefully they've come in enough that when they do raise in March, which I think they're going to raise next week, and they also give confidence that it's going to be 3 times, we'll see if the banks rally off that, which would give clues to the market that they're still holding higher. But if they sell on a rate hike, people are going to say it's priced in, and then maybe traders get a little less confident on holding prices up here, and then we turn a little bit lower.
And also there has been a discussion over how many times they're going to raise the rate, and we talked about it last week too. And if it's going to be 4 times, how will that weigh on the market?
I don't think the market's priced in for 4. I think 3.
Okay.
I think we know March is going to happen. The next question is it going to be June or July? So people are going to look at the language, and maybe if the language means that it's coming sooner, then you really have to look at the banks, because if they say sooner, like June, then the banks should rally. If the banks don't rally on little clues that maybe they're coming sooner and faster, then you know that we could have some more downside.
Thank you so much, Scott. So nice we can do this in the studio.
Yes, and hopefully we'll do it again.
Okay. 好的，观众朋友们，就像今天 Scott 所说的一样，我们今天基本上是介绍了所有的一些板块和大盘的一个走势，更多的一个细节方面的消息呢，还希望您继续关注我们下期的节目。我是主持人张叔，我们下期再见。